So after spending the whole day studying yesterday and leaning over, actually leaning over Sydney on the couch so I could study the anatomy a little bit more, being in that position, I then came across a little bit of an injury in that I started to develop pain in the front of my shoulder. Now, I had been in the gym earlier in the day, but I knew that I was pretty certain that I hadn't got the injury from a training session. I believed it was more from actually being in that position that I wasn't used to for so long. Now, what I did was that I assessed myself to see, because it's a pain in the front of the shoulder, it could be an impingement, could be a bursa, it could be so many different things, bicep issue, and everything else, everything I tested for came back as negative, and it was fine, and it was all sorted with those issues. But the pain was still there, and the pain I was experiencing is pain at the front of the shoulder, and I was fine lifting my arm up, I was fine rotating the arm out, but now and again when I twisted the arm in, I get this pain in the front of my shoulder. So reaching behind my back was difficult. I also found that sleeping, I was it just again didn't feel quite right. I couldn't get comfortable, and then it clicked. For some reason it took so long, but it clicked that it could be my infraspinatus. So this is, say hi Sydney, this is a muscle that basically starts here, and it forms it attaches to this part of the scapula, and then it comes around and it attaches to here. Okay, so it's one of the rotator cuffs. Okay, so there's 4 rotator cuffs, and this is just one of them. So this is your infraspinatus, and what happens is the rotator cuff's aim is to keep this into the socket. Now, with me bending forward constantly, I've been putting stress on this muscle. Okay. Now, the interesting part with the infraspinatus is that any irritation with the infraspinatus, you tend not to feel it in the infraspinatus. You tend to feel it further around the front. So any pain in the front of the shoulder can actually be coming from the muscle at the back. Now, obviously this is important because it means that if you have been having pain at the front of the shoulder, then quite often it can be misdiagnosed as impingement. It can be misdiagnosed as a sort of bicep tendinopathy. It can also, as well, with the infraspinatus, it can radiate the pain down the arm and the forearm. It can also cause you to sort of hold it into that position, which can then cause further problems, say pec minor and things like that. So if you have got pain in the shoulder, this is definitely worth a try and treating to see if you can actually find any trigger points in this area. Now, the cool thing about this, I'll put Sydney back. The cool thing about this is it's dead easy to self-treat. You just need to know where to look. So the way that I found to do it is if I bring my arm forward and across, okay, so take your time, make sure it's nice and gentle, bring it across, and what you'll find is if you can reach back with the other hand, I can feel the inside of my shoulder blade sticking out here, okay? Then I'm actually going to drop in a little bit, and I'm going to start to press into that muscle here, okay? So I'm just literally reaching around and I'm pressing into that muscle. If you are unable to do this, then you can use a tennis ball against the wall. If you can do it in this position, pressing on there actually then radiates the pain right to the front that I've been feeling. So, and it's pretty intense at the moment. Usually when I've massaged infraspinatus, I've had not many issues, but right now this is super duper tender, and it's just not happy at the moment. So it spent most of yesterday trying to pull the humerus back into the socket, and it's just got a bit fed up and annoyed with me. So all I'm doing is literally just rubbing the infraspinatus and just massaging all around that area. And it feels awesome. It's a good pain, it's a nice pain. So again, if you can't reach round, what I'd suggest you do is actually get a tennis ball. Usually in sock works quite well. So you're looking again around that bit of the scapula, okay, and that's where you're looking for. So you place the tennis ball, move everything out of the way, place the tennis ball against the wall, and you actually don't come back on the wall this way, you have to go on a bit of an angle and find it that way, okay. I prefer this way because it means I can get it done throughout the day. Little and often is brilliant, so just spend 30 seconds, a minute just massaging that area, and I'd probably do that. For me, I'm going to spend most of the day doing that, so maybe every half an hour, every hour, just a couple of massage strokes just to ease it out, and it makes a huge difference. So already I can feel the pain starting to ease off a hell of a lot compared to what it was. So if you have trouble with your shoulder, then it's well worth giving it a try. Let me know how you get on. I'll speak to you soon. Bye bye.